Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, I have a funny story for you here today. This one is of a woman who decides to go to Reddit to complain that her wealthy boyfriend is refusing to marry her. And she's asking, am I wrong to be upset? Now, guys, if you know anything about modern day marriage, you understand that it is a huge risk for men, particularly men who actually have something to lose, okay? Because there are a lot of men out there who have significant resources, or they have a house, which is one and the same these days, and they don't want to risk losing half of their crap. Now, of course, this is a major inconvenience to modern day women, guys, and people will say, oh, just sign a prenup, man, it'll be totally fine. But here's the thing, guys, prenups do not actually cover you sufficiently. They get thrown out of court all of the damn time. And so men are refusing to get married, which personally I think is a great move of self-preservation, but obviously women are not happy about it. So we have this woman here who takes to Reddit, complaining and asking if she is right to be upset. And you'll see in this story as we get into it, guys, this woman is already provided for. Right, this dude is like buying her crap. All right, I had to skim through the story already. He's already doing the providing, but of course it's not enough. She wants the title, the quote unquote title, aka she wants the man to take on all of this risk. So let's jump into it. This is a woman who's been in a happy long-term relationship with her successful boyfriend, but struggles with one major issue. He refuses to get married. Despite his generosity, financial security, and commitment to their relationship, she feels unfulfilled without the legal title of wife. I just want to stop here for a moment, guys, to look at how laughable this is for a second, okay? When have you ever heard a dude say something like this? Our relationship is great. She makes excellent food for me all the time. She's very respectful. She's great with we have kids together, and she's a great mother and things like this. She respects our relationship. She ticks all of the boxes. Okay, but you know what? I just really want the title of husband, and that's a real issue in our relationship. I swear I have never once heard a man say something like this. And the reason why is because, number one, men don't care about the status. And number two, men are the ones who risk everything. So I find it very funny when women come along and they're like, I just really want the title of wife. Like in my head, I'm like, wow. Because it's about the title. It's about the status. It's not about being a wife. Rather, it is she wants the ring, and she wants the title, and she wants the status associated with it. However, her boyfriend, who's built his fortune from scratch, sees marriage as an unnecessary legal risk. Smart man. She turns to the internet, of course, asking whether she is overreacting or if this is a valid concern. You already know, guys, as soon as this woman goes to Reddit or whatever forum she goes to, I'm assuming it's Reddit, you already know that women will just receive unconditional support no matter what, right? It'll be like, oh yeah, he really should marry. It'll basically just be trying to convince her that the dude is not serious about her, that he should marry and put a ring on it. You already know the internet is probably going to take her side, specifically if it's Reddit as well. So a dream relationship with one missing piece. A 27-year-old woman took to Reddit to share her frustration about her 3-year relationship. So it's only 3 years, by the way, and she's wanting to get married. Again, guys, modern day times, 3 years is a short time. I say that, but many women try and pressure dudes into marriage quicker than that. So what do I know? Hey. She described him as the most amazing guy I've ever known, emphasizing that they rarely fight and he treats her incredibly well. However, there's one glaring issue. He refuses to get married. He states that he doesn't want to get married under any circumstances, she wrote. He says the risk of divorce and its financial implications outweigh the very small positives of marriage. This is totally accurate. Right? And this goes into what I was saying a second ago, where men, we don't really care about it's not like men walk around bragging about their rings, you know what I'm saying? Or the status of being a husband. It's really not that complicated. I've seen a lot of Reddit stories and things like this, guys, where women will complain that men are not marrying them in time, right? That, oh, you know, my man's got this long to marry me or else I'm gone. And it just goes to show you that the women are not actually there for their significant other. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not actually there because they love the person. They're there because they want to get something out of the person. Here's the thing. There are a lot of guys who will still get married for whatever reason in today's day and age, okay? They just want to risk everything, it seems. But they're not going to be, men don't like to be pressured into this. If they like you enough, then they will, right? Assuming, of course, that they are ignorant to the fact that they can lose absolutely everything. Women who have to push their man into marrying them, oh boy, that's going to end disastrously for them. So the woman who, so she earns $90K a year. Check this out. The woman who earns a respectable $90,000 a year has always dreamed of the classic marriage, wedding, kids, and a white picket fence. Her boyfriend, however, has a very different outlook. As a highly successful entrepreneur making over $5 million a year, damn, he is extremely protective of his assets and sees marriage as an unnecessary liability. Smart man. That's what I like to see. You know, the dudes who are not out here, they work really hard. They've made their money from scratch in this guy's instance. Doesn't want to risk it. Makes sense to me. He's committed, but without the paperwork. Despite his refusal to marry, he has made long-term commitments to their relationship. So this is what she would have brought up when she made the Reddit post. She'd be like, he's not marrying me because it's a financial risk, but look at all the other things he's done. So surely it's the same. It's like, no, the man doesn't want to marry you. He doesn't want to risk more. Okay, just because he gives you something doesn't mean that he wants to, you know, actually risk all of half of his assets, if not all of them, on you. So he wants to live with me, have kids with me, and be together forever, she explained. He has also taken steps to legally ensure her well-being. They have a will and a testament with her included. They've got insurance policies in her name, granting her healthcare power of attorney. For many people, these actions would be enough to show commitment. But for this woman, something still feels missing. Yeah, here's the concern as well, guys, is the more crap you do like this, the more the court will be, you know, if you're in a common law state, for example, this kind of crap is very risky as well. Wouldn't recommend doing it anyway. But yeah, so he's done these things, and of course it's not enough, right? Not enough for her. She still wants the title. She still wants the status associated with it. The influence of outside opinions. The woman admitted that her family, especially her sister, is pressuring her to issue an ultimatum. She told me to demand marriage, and if he doesn't agree, I should move on. This is absolutely hilarious, because here's the thing. Let me tell you what's going to happen if she puts forward an ultimatum, right? Number one, I don't buy that it's her sister convincing her, okay? She's just trying to avoid accountability here by saying that somebody else is attempting to get her to put forward the ultimatum when honestly she wants to do it. Okay, so let's get that out of the way for a second. There's a lie in here, a bit of manipulation going on already. But if you give this man an ultimatum, he's just going to say no. That's the way it is. And the thing is as well, guys, is if you give a man an ultimatum like this, you have to walk away. You know what I mean? Here's my ultimatum. If you don't marry me, I'm going to walk away. And a lot of women, guys, they have to end up walking away. I find that to be absolutely hilarious. And she'd be throwing out a highly successful guy who treats her well, who makes $5 million a year. So obviously she doesn't want to risk this. Hence the little manipulation at the beginning here, by the way. If I gave him an ultimatum, he would be upset, but ultimately tell me he loves me and hopes I find what I'm looking for, she acknowledged. Yeah, so she knows this guy's not going to cave. She respects his strong-willed nature, but feels torn. On one hand, she understands his reasoning. On the other hand, she can't shake the feeling that she's missing out on something important. Yeah, guys, the FOMO of being a wife. You know, not actually being a wife, but the FOMO of the title. Craziness. A life of luxury without the ring. So let's jump into this. While marriage remains off the table, the woman emphasized that her boyfriend is incredibly generous. He covers all of their expenses, from groceries to shopping trips, and even pays off her credit card and student loans. In addition, he has got her a luxury car, paid for vacation multiple times a year, flown her family and friends out to visit them. He spends far more on me than my $90K salary in a single year, she admitted, yet despite all of this, she still feels a void. Am I crazy to think I would be unfulfilled without the paperwork? Throw this woman out, man. You know, like, the women who cannot take no for an answer. I just love, by the way, how, like, the moment a man says no to something, it's like this huge issue. you know. But if a woman says no to intimacy, right, rightfully so, you take it very seriously. No means no, fine, right? But when a man says no, it's like, oh, maybe I can give him an ultimatum. Oh, my sister's pressuring me. I don't feel comfortable with this. It's just disgusting how men are not allowed to say no to anything. So this guy's bought her a bunch of crap. You know, he makes $5 million a year. This is probably nothing to him, realistically, it seems. And here's the thing about the ultimatum, right? She understands that it would be stupid to throw this guy away. That's why she doesn't want to do the ultimatum, right? Because if she has to walk away, she misses out on all of this, right? Again, very little consideration, by the way. People oftentimes say that men are the pragmatic ones when it comes to relationships, and we only care about how, you know, certain things. We don't actually care about women. Check out the considerations that women make to determine whether or not they stay with you, by the way. Usually, it's to do with your providing capability, like this. So, of course, she doesn't want to lose him. The boyfriend is not against celebrating their relationship. In fact, he offered to have a wedding-style event, complete with the dress, honeymoon, and the ability to tell others that they're quote-unquote married, just without the legal contract. He even asked if there's anything besides the title of marriage that he could provide for me as a boyfriend, but I honestly can't think of anything, she wrote. Despite this, the lack of legal status still weighs on her. I really want to highlight that word legal, guys, because again, you know, this guy's offering some alternatives which probably could still screw him over, to be honest. But she wants the legal status. She wants that bad boy in writing. This woman, bad to marry. No, sir. Throw the woman out. This is a woman who is not an asset to you. She is a liability. From an objective standpoint, the boyfriend's stance makes sense. As a multimillionaire, a divorce could cost him a significant portion of his wealth. Many commenters pointed out that she already has an ideal situation. I don't buy this. I think usually if a woman puts forward a story like this, particularly on places like Reddit, people are going to say that the man is due, right? He has to marry her. He has to get on with it. Others, however, argued that marriage is more about finances. It's about symbolism, tradition, and a deep emotional commitment. Have you guys noticed how, like, women only care about tradition, it seems, when it benefits them? You know, I want the title of wife. Why? Because it's traditional. But at the same time, if you tell them that they can't go out and have girls' nights out drinking while they're married, then you're insecure. I find it to be a very hilarious double standard about how these women are talking about deep emotional commitment and tradition, despite the fact that these are clearly not the things that they're looking for when they are trying to get a legal contract signed by the man. No, thank you. Guys, what do you think about this particular story? I think that men are well within their right not to marry modern day women. I think it's an absolute scam for men, but let me know what you think down in the comments. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.